Bet on yourself. Trust yourself, first of all, even in your mistakes. Because mistakes bring about a lot of good things. Like, mistakes help me reshape my life.
I'm Danny.
And I'm Tiff.
And this is BosSIS, where ambition meets sisterhood.
And you hear real stories from boss women in leadership and business.
The highs, the lows, and everything in between.
Every boss has a story, so let's get into it. Today, we are going to talk about $1 million mistakes.
Dun, dun, dun. Today, we're going to have some honest conversations about missteps that became master classes.
And what better way to do that by having the jack of all trades, the mom, the wife, the educator, the contractor, the hairstylist, the influencer, and the content creator, Shawntay Sherrie. Welcome! Thank you for coming to sit with us.
Thank you guys for having me. It is a pleasure to be amongst other bosses.
Yes!
Thank you so much.
So, Shawntay, tell us about yourself. Tell us why you're a boss, sis. Tell us what you do. Tell us everything. We want to know it all.
Well, I think you just said it all. But yeah, I pretty much have a life of limitless. Like, so I don't look at anything to be stagnated or just do the same thing or just let that be it, the end all be all. I feel like the way life's set up for me is that, you know, through trials and tribulations, you always learn something different about yourself.
Absolutely.
Not only that it's limitless. So if you feel like you fell in the area, you can always pick up in somewhere else.
Right.
And then you add multiple things to your thing. So all those titles, yes, mom, entrepreneur, educator, hairstylist, influencer, contractor, all those things are a part of my life. And I chose to do those things only because I feel like there's no limit. I'm not going to put a limit on myself. Yes. And I enjoy doing every last part of it. Like, so these are things that I'm not just doing just because I'm trying to chase the next thing. These are things I truly, enjoy doing on a consistent basis.
Got you. I love that. Which one is your bread and butter? I know we all got hustles, but which one is your bread and butter?
The educator and hairstylist. I'm a cosmetology educator, and I have a hair salon. So, and I love educating new stylists for the business and branding themselves and just teach them the industry, ins and out and things like that.
That's wonderful. Yeah. So along the way, what do you find? What's one of your biggest mistakes you've made?
Well, one of the biggest mistakes I made was probably when I was a young adult. Okay. Like, you know, I got into some trouble, and that trouble led me to believe that, you know, the stereotype that once you get in trouble, hey, nobody's going to hire you. Nobody's going to, you know, nobody's going to employ you because, hey, you got this red flag on you or whatever. So what that taught me was that, okay, now you have to figure things out. You have to figure out how you're going to turn your mistake into income, a job you enjoy doing. So it led me down the path of cosmetology first because that was an industry that had no stipulations. And I love that because it made me who I am today. And once that happened, it just opened the door like, hey, if you can do this, then let's go back and treat this like college and go back and get your teacher's degree, get a teacher's license to be a cosmetology educator. So once that happened, then I was like, oh, I got that now. What I can do next?
I love that.
Let me try tearing down this bathroom of mine and redoing it. So that's what I did. I just kept trying to figure out different things that I enjoy doing. I'm very hands-on, and I feel like these hands are limitless. So
I love that.
I continue to do things, and
I absolutely love that.
So it was just some things that happened that drove me to look at the world as endless, limitless possibilities of doing things.
That's awesome. If you had one word of advice that you could give a young lady who is not, they know what they want to do, but doesn't necessarily have the confidence to just step out and do it, what would that be?
Just bet on yourself.
Yes.
Just bet on yourself. Trust yourself, first of all, even in your mistakes. Because mistakes bring about a lot of good things. Like, mistakes help me reshape my life. Without them, I don't think I would be in the position that I am in now. Like, you know, I truly enjoy telling the young ladies at school or in my classrooms, like, look, y'all see me now, but if y'all would have saw me way back then it was something different.
Right. Wow.
So I will always tell them, like, just trust yourself, even in your fear, even when you make mistakes, even when you feel like it's not going well, just trust yourself to just do whatever it is you set your heart out to do. Even in your failure, when you fail things, like, it just make you feel like you could pick up somewhere else and do the same thing, or just pick up that same thing and try to do it over and over until you perfect it to your ability, not the world's ability. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And it makes you relatable.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're definitely relatable, and you have something that you worked hard to get to.
Yep.
Without no one saying you can't,
Yeah.
or you shouldn't, or no, or I'm not hiring you, or things like that. So I just truly believe that the younger generation of women today, they can be bosses too. We sit here on this platform, we talk about bosses, but we all have a story that made us where we at.
Exactly.
And then those mistakes and those failures brought us here.
Yes.
So.
I love that. I love that.
So I love how you said that you can always come back from a mistake, because sometimes I think it's over for me. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I messed up. My life is over. The business is done. Can you talk about that?
Well, I had those same feelings. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I ain't never been through that. But no, I have those same fears and those same worries and concerns. But again, it's what I do with them.
Right.
Do I sit there and let that be the end all be all, or do I just go ahead and try that thing again and see if it succeed or fail? And they say it take 3 times to fail before something you should discard it. But I feel like it takes me 20 times to fail
Right.
before I throw something away
I
or
know
try
that's
the next
right.
thing.
Right.
So I like to continue to try to do it. Even though I'll move on to something else, I never forget that thing, because something in me tells me I can achieve it, I can do it, I can finish it, I can get it done. And it's just, I don't know, it just feels good. And then when you finally cross that finish line and you get it done, it's like, oh, pat yourself on the back.
Yes.
You did that.
Yes.
It might take you 30 times to do it, but you did it.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
How do you overcome the embarrassment of failing? That's a big one for me. I feel like a lot of women struggle with that. We are so afraid to just step out and go because we don't want to fail, because we think we're going to embarrass ourselves. Is there a way, any tools or tips that you can give somebody that has that mindset?
That's a hard conversation, even for yourself. To just, when you're embarrassed, it's an emotion. It does something to you mentally, emotionally, physically.
Right.
And those things, they can burn you out.
Right.
If you feel like your embarrassment over whatever it is you tried to do. And only thing you can do is keep encouraging yourself. Like, look at yourself in the mirror and be like, look, sis, you messed up. It's okay.
Right.
It
is
it's all
what it
right.
is.
You can you're embarrassed, but turn your embarrassment into something different.
Right.
If you can't laugh about it, then who can?
Oh, I love that. Sometimes I laugh at myself all the time. Or I make mistakes every day, and I'm like, dang, that was dumb.
But if you can laugh about it, then it's no longer an embarrassment, because I'm gonna laugh it off.
Yeah, I agree,
100%.
That's true.
100%. So some mistakes that we make, they can cost us both emotionally and financially. Let's kind of talk on some of those mistakes and what that looks like.
Some of the mistakes I feel like that cost me emotionally is making wrong decisions. Like, rather it be invested in a property that flops, or, invested in a new team member and they're not pulling their weight.
You know about that one, Danny. We was just talking about that earlier.
Like those are both emotional and financial causes, and it sometimes it can hurt you in a way. Your business or businesses, whatever it is you do, when you make those choices. So some of our mistakes lead to those emotional and financial causes that we aren't expecting, but at the time, we're not really, thinking about it.
Right.
Like, we're trying to just fill a chair.
Right.
We're trying to fill a work job description, or we just trying to move to the next thing that's going to help us get to that BosSIS move.
Yeah, right.
Those are things that cost us emotionally and financially.
Yeah.
But I also think it's really important to remember, don't avoid the mistakes.
That part.
There are so many people in business that try to avoid making the mistake.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I found that when you avoid making that mistake, not only are you hurting yourself, you're not learning.
Right.
You're not learning. The only way to learn is from those mistakes. So I'm glad that you pointed that out.
Yeah, I don't think we consciously think about that. Like, you know, some people when they're doing business or they have a business or trying to do all these different things or just learning new things, that we try not to be the perfect in the beginning, when you know it takes time for you to grow and mature and learn mistakes and get over these emotional mistakes and things like that. So that's real.
It is. I want to go back to one thing you said, because we talk about this all the time. Bad hires. I want to focus on that a little bit. So what's your hiring process? Let's talk about, seriously, because that is a huge financial mistake that a lot of people make and they don't realize it.
And we don't see them up front because people show up as their representative.
Right.
Yeah. And I am now firing myself from that position.
There we go. You removed yourself from it.
Firing myself from that position as of today. Because, listen, my staff be like, I don't know about that one. I be like, nah, let's give them a try. They got good skills, but they be like, they last 2 days. And they be like, so I realized, like, you know, even though I want to have multiple things I want to do inside my business, one thing I'm learning is fire myself from things that is not being productive or producing or, you know.
Yep. I think you and I, we talk about that all the time, just figuring out what part is for us and what part isn't for us. So we definitely agree.
Yes, it is.
It's very important. In every facet of business, like, you have to understand your roles and what you're able to do. Even if you're able to do multiple, you know, what is getting results? That's my new thing. Like, which ones is getting results? And I'm hiring for me ain't getting results. So I'm
pass it off to somebody else.
I just fired myself for that. I did. I just fired myself.
What's something else that you're going to take yourself out of? Just curious.
Marketing.
Okay.
I am not a PR person. I can film behind the camera, but I cannot.
Right.
I am not the PR person. So
I love it.
I'm myself from that too. I'm not the creative director no more. Nope. I'm passing it off.
I say the same thing. Like, content is just not my thing. I forget. I don't feel like putting everything together. That's a lot of work.
It really is.
Creating though, I have really.
How do you manage working in content creation? Because I'm watching your content slowly build. Tell me how you're doing it. How are you doing it?
Girl, I don't know. You know what I'm doing, and I tell this on my channel a lot. And you guys can subscribe to Shawntay Sherrie on YouTube.
Y'all found it.
Like what I tell my content creators and the inspiring content creators is that it has to feel natural. When you're doing and you're filming and you don't make it like, oh, we have to set time to do this.
Right.
I just pick up my camera and
just
talk
go.
to it and just do it, and it's natural. And honestly, I get more results. Like, I get a whole lot more results just filming naturally than I'm planning out a script.
Got it.
Yeah, so it's just, if you let it flow, it's just, I'm going to pick up my camera right now. Just pick up your camera and record yourself. And then put it together later.
Do you see, like, an influx in your business based upon your content? I'm just curious.
I do.
Oh, wow. Tell me. Really?
Because everybody want to know. They want to know when you connect your content with your businesses and things like that. They want to know. They want to come meet you in person. Because a lot of people, you know, today's world, social media is somewhat fraudulent.
It is.
A lot of people want to see if this personality that they see on Instagram, YouTube,
is real,
and all these platforms, is the person behind the camera for real.
Right.
So, which I love because it brings me business.
I love it. I love it. Okay. We need to step our content game up, Dana.
That's exactly
we gotta get it together.
It brings in business.
I'm ready.
It does. It brings in business.
Okay. That's good to know.
So what are some mistakes that you've made with content creation?
Looking at everybody else's, trying to mimic.
Oh my gosh.
Trying to do with the hottest, latest, the one with the most subscribers, trying to mimic things like, you know, mimic what they were doing and following their format.
Right.
When they format didn't fit my personality and what I've done. And then a lot of times I was like, okay, I'm going to just focus on one content, when now my channel is basically everything I do. Like,
It's lifestyle, right?
yeah, it's lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like, DIY lifestyle, whatever it is, whatever I'm doing, you're going to see it.
Right.
And I only share now. Before I was sharing a lot. And I scaled back from that because it does have an effect on your family. And I have a household of a kid and a husband. And now I have to ask them permission if they want to be on my social medias or my platform for YouTube and different things like that. Because they might not be ready. And I'm just showing up with a camera and throwing their life out there.
Yep.
So I'm very cautious about that now.
How do you handle the naysayers on social media?
I don't.
Okay.
The trolls.
I don't.
You don't? You just ignore it?
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
No.
There we go.
I don't
That's
pay
good.
attention to it. Nope. I don't because this is you watching me. I'm not watching you.
That's right.
Right.
Therefore, no, I'm not paying attention to it because at the end of the day, my content, if it's not for you, then you don't have to watch.
Agreed.
And it's more so a positive influence. You know, it's a give and take on when I do content. So it's like I give something and they give it back to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like a give and take. It's not just me putting out. I
Yep.
do receive good comments and well wishes and different things like that. Keep going like on there, and it inspired me to just keep doing what I'm doing.
So what's next? Like what's next for you? You can do it all. So I'm just curious to know, what is your next goal? What are we working towards?
My next goal is to have my own school.
Wow.
I love that.
I want my own beauty school.
Love that.
I want my own beauty school.
That's so dope.
Is it a certain population you want to work with, certain demographic?
More young, I would say the youth that has been in trouble because, the business of cosmetology don't have a cap on it. It don't say because you did X, Y, and Z, you can't partake in this industry. And it's $1 billion industry.
Yes, it is.
So it's enough money to go around for everybody.
Yes.
So therefore, I would love to, build a school, teach them all the new trending styling techniques, makeup techniques, different things like that. Anything they enjoy doing, just to encourage them to keep going. Yeah.
So I have one question before we wrap it up, okay? What makes Shawntay Sherrie a BosSIS?
What makes Shawntay a BosSIS is that I'm saying what y'all bosses. The BosSIS, why not?
Yes.
That's what makes me a BosSIS because I love empowering other women, and you ladies have the platform, and you do that all the time.
Thank you.
Shine on other sisters.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we are so happy to have you here with us.
Thank you.
Follow Shawntay Sherrie.
Yep, on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
Like and subscribe.
Yes.
Today, we had the opportunity to talk about $1 million mistakes. We talked about how those mistakes can cost us emotionally and financially. We also talked about how to overcome that embarrassment that happens when you make that mistake. Also, don't forget that any missteps can become your masterclass.
And every mistake is tuition for your next level if you let it teach you.
And don't forget to stay boss, sis.
That was great.
That was great.